I'm Kristen Lindsay Hager, and I'm going to be talking to you today about how to put together your author website. Now, I write for young adults and preteens, younger teens, so I have sections for each. Because of the fact that I have a lot of readers who are very interested in social media, I tend to like to use a lot of colorful graphics. Now, you can go about different ways. You can try to make your own. I've found a lot of people that I've met in the book community who also make these, and I've met people on blog tours and things like that, so I tend to pay for them. A lot of people are very, very reasonable. You can get things made for like $10. Again, you can try to make them yourself, but I think that it's really worth, if you want it to look professional, it's really worth getting professionals to do it, because there is such a difference between a professional putting together a banner as opposed to me trying to do it myself. So the first thing, some people like to have an author logo. Now, I decided at the top to just do block letters to make it very simple, but I do have an author logo in my banner. So I like when you get to my webpage, you want as much like white space as possible. It's easier for people to see stuff. So I like to have the colors be for the actual graphics, like the covers. So at the very top, like I said, I have just the name in block, and then I try to make things as simple as possible. So I use drop-down menus so that people aren't overwhelmed. So I have home, about, I have a section for teens, tweens, younger teens, young adult, news, my blog, contact, and the buy page. And I'll get back to those to show you what's on each page. And on the top, I do have my banner. I'm going to have a new banner coming up soon. I have to do my cover reveal first. But I have, like I said, my author logo, which you don't have to have, but it's a great part of branding. And these are also very reasonable, where you can have people make them for you, or you can try to do them your own. And then I have my tagline, which is funny, lively, and very real. So right when you come on the home page or the landing page, you get an idea of what you're in for. You know it's about books. You see a selection, 6 of my 7 books are up here. And like I said, the fun colors, things like that, you kind of get a feel for what it's about. Then I have my tagline again here. And I like to put my social media icons at the top simply because my readers tend to be very into social media. A lot of people put either at the top or right here, or do the pop-ups for their newsletter. I can't stand when I go on an author website and there's a pop-up. I just can't stand that because I'm going there for a reason. So I have mine at the bottom. I have my social media icons, and the first one I have is, of course, Facebook, because it seems to be the one that people use the most. When you're doing them, Facebook has its own, you can put your name. I have Kristen Lindsay Hager author for mine, because it was a little bit simpler than just having my name. And when it comes to Instagram and Twitter, if you're on both, if you're not active, don't bother even putting it up there, because people hate going to a page and seeing that the last time you updated it was 2017. So if you're not active, don't go on there and add it on there. But when it comes to Twitter and when it comes to Instagram, the handles are very similar. If at all possible, before you pick your handle, make it the same so that it's very easy for people to find. Like for here, in my bio on Twitter, I put my IG, and then I put Instagram, Kristen Lindsay. So it's really easy to find. And I would really recommend that, because when I do my blog posts for authors, sometimes I have trouble finding them to tag them. Then, so like I said, I have Twitter, Instagram, and then there's the icon, the envelope, if you want to email me. Then Pinterest, which I'm very active on. Again, only post ones that you do things with. Otherwise, people aren't going to be interested. And then I put at the very top the novel inspiration for, and then I have my books that are out. And I do a board for each book for inspiration. And then I have my YouTube channel. All authors do things differently, but I like to put the most current book up first. I've just noticed a lot of authors that I like going to their websites do that. So I do the cover on one side. I have information that now Can Dreams Come True has become an audiobook. In a few weeks, when the sequel comes out, I will have information about there. So I have the Audible link, Amazon, iTunes, and then I put reviews. And if you have reviews from like magazines like this, or from well-known book reviewers, or just reviews you like to give a taste, that's the place to put them. Then I have all 7 of my books that are out, and then if you click on each one, it will take you to either Amazon, or it'll take you to a link on my own website. So each one you can click on and get somewhere. Then I have a video that I did when I was on Book Notes, reading an excerpt from Dating the It Guy. So if you're interested in learning a little bit more, that's for a while I had a talk show that I was on. But just putting any kind of different media, again, that appeals to readers. Then I have just some buttons with purchase and realtors, but I don't want that in your face. I don't want the whole buy in your face on the website. There's a section for buy if you're looking for that. And of course you can find the links, but I don't want that to be the first thing that's thrown in your face. Then I have a small bio with an author photo. And again, you want as much space as possible. You don't want one big whole block paragraph. And then I have some reviews from Dating the It Guy. And then I put my newsletter link here. And then again, I have my social media icons at the bottom. So that's my landing page. Now I have the About page. And when you first click on it, there is a bio. And then there's some awards. I have won a photo of me when I won an award for bestseller, a video when I was on Lifestyle and Literature. But then if you go to the drop down, because you don't want to put too much information on one page, if you go to the drop down, you can find things like facts. So here I have some things that you didn't know about me. It's just a way for readers to get to know you better. Like for one, I have, if I love a book, I buy an extra copy, especially if it has a different cover. I might even put a copy on my Kindle for safekeeping. So just some information, and then what I need to survive on a desert island, just some information to get to know you better. Then I have a section for articles and essays. Now, I was a journalist, but I don't have news articles. I just have my funny articles that if you're interested in what I write as my books, you might be interested in these too. So I have different articles and essays, like funny things. And then if you're interested in my anthologies, which are a little bit different, there's places where you can purchase them and learn about different anthologies I've been in. And then my favorite books. So again, if you're a reader, you might be interested in the books that I like to read. So I have a section for that. But I don't put it all on one page because that would just be too much. So then for my section for my tweens, which is like your preteens and younger teens, because I have a series. Again, you see the drop-down menu. But if you just click on it, if you just want basic information, there are the 3 covers, information, some reviews, Pinterest board, book trailer, awards that it's won. So if you just want like a basic info, you could click on that. But if you're a reader who is really interested in the series, then you might want to find out more. So here's what people are saying. So there's some tweets, there's a bunch of reviews on here. Then we have the book one, the 2 colors, but the trailers, facts, Pinterest board, buy links, the playlist is up here. An offshoot of that is you can read an excerpt from the book on another page. So you might, if you're not that interested, you might just be looking for basic facts. You don't want all this information, but if you are interested, you can go find it. Now for book 2, you'll see I have another different banner, which I recommend to mix things up so that people don't feel like they're on the same page. Some fun memes. Once again, I had these made when I was on a book tour. And some information. There's an excerpt here. And then for Landry and Like book 3, you'll see I have another different banner. See the fun little smoke here. Another book trailer. It won an award. Some fun memes, the colors, the different quotes from it. And then if you're really interested in that book, you can also click on this page to find the book soundtrack, which a lot of my readers really get into. These are songs that I listened to when I was writing the book, or I felt were kind of like inspired. And then if you go back down here, the last one is an excerpt from the book. And again, my banner is different. This was one that was made for me on a blog tour. The young adult page, again, if you're just looking for some basic information, it's all on one page with reviews, just a little bit of info. But again, if you want more, you can go to the Star series. Now I've got the landing page with just information, if you just want a little bit. Again, you'll notice my border is different to kind of mix things up. But if you are really interested in the Star series, there's a whole page for Next Door to a Star. Again, you see the banner is different. That one was made by my publisher. There is the book one. There is the book soundtrack, and you can listen to the music right there if you're interested. The characters, that was something that a book blogger put together. What people are saying about the series together. Again, the banner is different with both books. And then the last one is an excerpt from Competing with the Star. And again, banner is different. So you're not going to get confused. What did I see? What have I not seen? It mixes it up a little bit. Then there's the Dating the It Guy page. Again, a different banner. I've got reviews, places to purchase it. There's the book trailer, more information, and then these memes. And then we have the Can Dreams Come True page. Again, different banner, different information. So the reader learns a little bit about it, but it's also colorful and interesting to the reader. They're not looking at the same page over and over with the same exact banners, which you don't know if you already clicked on that. The next one is the news page, where you can update people. It's good to put a kind of a banner that showcases everything, or you might just want one with your name on it, which you'll see I have one of those too. Different news, you can have some links. So just if people are interested in what you're doing, that's the great place to put your newsletter link at the top, because if they cared enough to click on this page to find out what's going on with you, right there is where they'd want to sign up for your newsletter. So the drop-down thing, I have media kits, which is a great place for people who are interested in doing a blog post. If they just want to get some information, you can just post that there. I also have a page for interviews, media coverage, just a bunch of stuff, like when the University of Michigan Flint did a feature on me. You can find that there. A bunch of different ones, like Rock the Book, talking about modeling and writing, because one of my characters is a model. Book Reader magazine, an interview about writing, my Getting to Know You, Writer's Devotion, Clean Indie Reads, just a whole bunch of different ones. An interview I did with Selma Stokes, me reading at an author's event, when I did Let's Dish with Gayleen, just different interviews and different podcasts, just a bunch of links. So if you're interested in that, this way it's not all thrown together on the news page. The next one is the blog. Now, not everybody is a big blogger. Everyone does their blog differently. A lot of writers strictly write about their own writing process, what they're working on. I like to focus on other writers. Once in a while I'll post what's going on with me, but I like to feature other different writers. Plus I'm a book reviewer, so like my top one here is a book review. And then I have this great guest post from C. Hope Clark talking about turning classic adult into contemporary YA. And so it appeals to my readers. But I also have different age groups, because I do write for different age groups, different sale things like that. So I try to keep my blog very updated, but everyone's going to do that differently. And at the side, I have a few things like reviews, things like that. But depending on what kind of books you're writing is going to be like what your blog is going to be about. But I would recommend, a lot of writers just use a blog and maybe they have a landing page, you definitely are going to want a website once you get started. Then I have my contact page, which you want your contact page to be very, very simple, so they're not struggling to figure out how to get a hold of you. Somebody told me when they were trying to get a hold of people that they weren't always comfortable putting their information into a contact page. They wanted an email address. So I provide an email address at the bottom, even though it's going to the same place. I had a librarian tell me she was uncomfortable with a few people that she'd worked with just randomly where she was sending this stuff. So I put that in there, and I also have my newsletter link as well. And then I have the buy section, and I also keep it very simple. And then under the buy, there's a drop down, and then I have just some free things. And again, I have a different landing page here and different bookmarks. You can right click to download a bookmark. So I try to make it simple but colorful. Again, leaving white space in between. And this way, like I said, if you're interested in young adult and you don't want to learn every single little thing that I had was thinking about when I was writing like my star series and stuff. You can just simply go to the page, learn a little bit, but if you're interested more, if you're, a big fan, you can go straight to the page to learn, like I said, about the facts about the book. Not everybody's going to want to read about that, but if you're a big fan of the series, then you might be interested. So that's why these drop-down menus are so great. Again, a lot of white space is very important. Make the menu here as simple as possible, and that's what drop-down menus are for. And it just works out best that way, because then there's not too much information they're getting. Like the facts in the About page, that could really fill up fast. So this is just what works best for me. Again, I would recommend going ahead and having people make stuff, unless you're really, really gifted in graphics. This was a cute little picture. I had seen a couple other authors use somebody. I got the information. It did not cost me a lot at all. I contacted the woman, and she made this for me, and I bought the rights to it so that I could use it on my website. So that's very important. If you're going to be using it, make sure that people know it's not just where you're having someone make something and they think it's just for private use. If you're using people in the book community and you're telling them why you're using it, it won't be an issue. But if you're going on one of those sites where you buy things like Fiverr, then you want to, if they offer that, like the licensing, you want to make sure you get that so that everything is yours. You don't want to use pictures and things that, unless at the website, like they'll have some that you can use, and that's fine. But you either want to use things that you paid for or you took yourself. You don't ever want to take things randomly off the internet, photos that you like. For a while, I had photos that I had taken, but this just works better with the different banners. And like I said, the anthology, this was one that I had made an older banner, because you can see there's only like 5 books here with my author logo and stuff. And so it works perfectly for this page. Just like I said, switching them up, switching the different banners, it just really, really works great to make people see that there's, differentiate between the Best Friends Forever and things like that. So it's colorful, it shows you what you're getting, and then you don't get confused to see if you've already been on this page. So like with the Landry & Lake, even though this is all Landry & Lake, each page has something different on it. So this is just to give you some ideas, and I will have the link posted to my website so you can go and play around on it yourself if you want to get a better idea and look at things close up. So I hope this helps, and I hope you enjoy the rest of Promo Day.